What's up, guys? GK here with Corbin's Archery. Get a lot of confusing guys out there, a lot of questions on how to broadhead tune. So what I'm going to do today is take my bow that's in pretty good tune. I'm going to just go ahead and throw it out of whack, and we're going to broadhead tune my bow together. It's all we're really going to focus on is making sure my bow is broadhead tuned to a fixed blade, to the broadhead of my choice. Right now I have the Grim Reaper Micro Hades 4-blade, and this bow is decently, I'd say pretty solid, ready to rock and roll kind of deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it out of tune. So that way we can work on this together. Also, if your bow is not set up, meaning your rest isn't leveled, sight axes aren't good, you haven't checked timing, you haven't run it through paper, do not, and I repeat, do not start at this step. Do not start at broadhead tuning. You want to get a bow that is set up properly. You know timing's good, you know your sight axes are level, you know your rest is good and center shot. You can go ahead and run it through paper. You want to make sure you are pretty well paper tuned, bow set up, all that before you ever throw a broadhead on. Now, a paper tune is not a guarantee that that broadhead is going to fly perfect. I mean, I've seen perfect bullet holes, then you get a wide broadhead on there and it's a little off. So I'm going to just basically fast forward. My rest is level, everything's center shot, timing's good. I'm going to throw my bow off a little bit, shoot it through paper just to see where we're at, and then I'm going to re-sight in at 20, and then we're going to throw a broadhead on there and see where my broadhead's hitting, and then all we're going to do is just broadhead tune my bow together. So let's jump right into it. Let me mess my bow up a little bit, and then we'll start the process. Let's go. All right, so I know my bow is pretty well in tune. I was shooting these broadheads out to about 75 yards or so the other day, shooting good with them. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to mess up the bow a little bit. And all I'm doing, my rest is center shot, so all I'm doing is messing with the limb shift right here. Just adjusting the limb shift because I know it's going to throw off my paper tear, which is what I want. I want it thrown off so that way we can work the problem together and figure out how to broadhead tune, because it's confusing. There's a lot of forums that say incorrect stuff. There's a lot of videos that say incorrect stuff. So this is how I like to do it. We like to do it here, and we're just gonna start there. So I've messed my limb shift up pretty good. I know my bow is timed well. I know my sights are leveled. I'm not gonna go through that full breakdown of jacking with my bow. For now, let's just say my rest is good, my timing's good, my sight's good. I'm gonna run it through paper, and then we're gonna shoot a broadhead on it and see what adjustments need to be made. So let's shoot it through paper and see kind of what we're getting. So let's hop back to the paper tuner. All right, we're in my little tune station. I have my field tip on there. All I'm gonna do running through paper is just to see what tear I'm getting. I shifted my limb shift. I'm gonna bet I'm getting a, see which way I moved it. I bet I get a knock left tear, which would be point right. So let's just see kind of what we're getting here. I'm just gonna make sure I anchor the same, light face pressure, bubble level. And then a shot. All right, let's take a look at that. Let me get my mount off of here. Perfect. Flip you guys around. Okay, I guess knock left, and that's what we got. So how I determine that, I can see right here, that's my point, okay? Rest of my arrow is kind of tilted off this way. So that bow, that arrow coming out of my bow is looking kind of like this. If my watch is the knock and my hand's the point, it's coming like this. So in order to fix that, which I'm not going to, I'm going to leave it because that's going to throw my broadhead off. But in order to fix that, I could shift the cam to the left. Since I have a knock left tear, I would shift the cam to the left. But you know what? I'm going to leave it. We're going to go in the range, and I'm going to shoot this, make sure I'm on at 20, grab a broadhead, and I will bet money my broadhead is hitting right of my field tip with that knock left tear. But let's go shoot it a little bit and see what we got. All right. So just shot it through paper. Pause. All right, just shot it through paper, and I'm gonna just check my sight. I'm gonna make sure I'm sighted in at 20 yards. And guys, when you're broadhead tuning, it's very important to be as dialed in as you can with your sight, with your shot process. Don't do this. Don't broadhead tune when you're having a bad day shooting. It all happens. Sometimes you just gotta put the bow down, restart, take a break. It's not good to be broadhead tuning when you're not feeling confident in your process or you're not shooting particularly well. I'll broadhead tune over multiple days. So just wanna make sure we're shooting good, we're confident, we're in a good rhythm. That's a good way to start broadhead tuning. But now let's just check our sight and make sure we're sighted at 20. And I'm gonna shoot a few arrows just basically to get warmed up and to check my sight. I'm gonna go right at that center on that red. With a practice tip. That looked pretty good. Again, practice tip. Just making sure we're sighted in right here. Okay, we'll take a look at those. We want our sight to be as dead on as possible. That way we can get an accurate tune of where that broadhead's missing. Turn this around. All right, I think my sight's pretty good. 2 in the center, pretty much touching veins. All right, so now once you feel good about your sight, we're gonna throw a broadhead on there. And I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible because there's a lot of confusing stuff out there, like I was saying. But let's just make it as simple and as easy as possible because it really is not too complicated once the bow is set up properly and all that good stuff. So, you grab my broadhead. You can use any broadhead of your choice. The one you're shooting is what I would recommend tuning to, or one you're going to be shooting. It's important to know that any super wide broadhead, once you get it tuned and start backing up, past 50 yards, you're gonna get a lot more drag, a lot more inconsistencies with a bigger, wider broadhead on there. And a broadhead really magnifies that. A wide cut broadhead really magnifies form flaws, slight torque, bubble, all that stuff. But keep that in mind when you're making your broadhead selections and when you're doing your realistic tuning. Some broadheads just aren't gonna tune great past 50 yards. So it's part of it. All right, I have my Grim Reaper Hades. All right, again, and just FYI, I haven't made any adjustments. We still have that knock left tear that we saw on the paper tuner. So broadhead first, right at that white circle, 20 yards. Okay. That one is on the right edge, maybe just outside the white. So my broadhead hit right. Fill tip, and I'm not changing where I'm aiming. Remember, aim at the exact same spot. You want these arrows hitting each other, that way you know you're tuned. Same spot, center of the white. Okay. Let's go look at that. Okay, so at 20 yards, my broadhead is, this is the broadhead. Whoops, come on camera. This is the broadhead. I'm about 2 inches right. Field tip, broadhead. My field tip might be slightly left of center, but I mean, it really didn't feel like a bad shot. So my sight could be slightly left, but whatever. Field tip, broadhead, let's make the adjustment. My broadhead is hitting right of my field tip. Okay? Broadhead is hitting to the right of your field tip. Simple as this. Chase the broadhead with the rest. That's it. So I'm gonna move my rest a microfraction to the right, and we're gonna see what that looks like. I'm gonna pull these, and we're gonna move the rest, and try again. And I'm just gonna keep it rolling. I'm gonna show y'all exactly how to do it. No editing, no nothing behind the scenes. So this one might be a little bit longer of a video, but that's okay. All right, so I got my bow. Broadhead is hitting to the right. Chase the broadhead. I got my micro adjust rest here. Reach it wrench, great tool to have in your archery toolbox. I'm just gonna loosen this. And I don't know if I can get the, I'm gonna try to get the micro lines, but it's hard to do here, one hand. I'm splitting the 0, I'm perfectly center shot. I'm gonna go just about 2 to 3 clicks to the right. That's all. And I moved it right because I'm chasing the broadhead. And then I'm gonna tighten this down. Tighten it down. We don't want any play there. And we're gonna shoot another group. With that big of a miss at 20 yards, 2 inches right, at 40 yards, I would guess to say it's double, maybe triple that. It could be 4 inches, 6 inches, that far right. So, just because you're dead on at 20, we want to then back up 30, 40, test it out. Wide cut broadheads, be realistic on your shot. Take some of this foam off. Okay, I haven't done anything but just barely bump the rest to the right since my broadhead was hitting right. Next group here, aiming at the dead center of the white. Felt like a good shot. Field tip. Aiming at the exact same spot, guys, nothing's changing. Keep it rolling. Let's go look. A lot better shots there. Getting warmed up this morning. Okay. So with just that 2 clicks of micro adjust, I've moved that group to within half. Broadhead, field tip. I'm gonna shoot another one. I might make a little adjustment. Let's bump the rest a little bit more to the right. Maybe 1, 2 clicks to the right. Reshoot the group. Try to keep this stuff as simple as possible because there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of confusion. Try to keep it this simple. When you're sighting in your bow, you always chase the arrow with your sight, right? You're moving your sight to chase that arrow to get it dead on. When you're broadhead tuning, chase the broadhead with your rest. Chase the broadhead with the rest. Reach it, wrench out. Broadhead's missing right. I'm gonna move it right. So, in just a couple clicks. One, two. Tighten it up. Okay. See if I can get this. So, you can see in there, when I started this process, my rest was center shot. It was halfway, it was split in the 0. So you got a 0, it was split in halfway. That's center shot here. So now, if you look at it, I am covering the 0. Basically, I've just moved it. I moved it total of 4 micro adjust links. So pretty small, 1/32 increments, very, very small adjustment. And now, same process. Not changing anything, not aiming anywhere different. I'm gonna shoot right at the middle dot. Again. Field tip, not changing a thing. Aiming middle dot. Go take a look. So, those two are both impacting right, but they are right on top of each other. See that? I may be slightly low, could have been me dropping, but now they're both impacting in line. Why did they hit right of center? Well, I've moved my rest now 4 indicator clicks to the right. So my sight's gonna be slightly off, but main thing is my broadhead and my field tip are hitting exactly in the same spot up and down, left and right. So all we're gonna do now, since that felt okay, is I'm gonna make a sight adjustment since my broadheads and field tips are stacking on top of each other. So micro adjust my sight, few clicks to the right. And I'm gonna see again if they're stacking. Aiming middle. Felt like a real good shot there. Field tip, aiming middle. Pull that off, let's go look again. Once you have your broadheads and your field tip impacting the exact same spot, then I'm gonna move my sight. Then I'm gonna make those adjustments. Pretty darn close side by side. I like that group. Broadhead might be a hair right, but could have been shooter error. Shoot one more group and see. And once you start really fine tuning it, aim at a really small dot, aim at a really small target. Broadhead again. Dead center. Felt pretty good. Field tip again. Dead center. Sounded different. May hit my arrow, which is good. That's what we want. Let's take a look. Broadhead. Pull the field tip arrow out. Field tip. Come on, camera. Right there, right on top of each other. So now they're impacting the same. It's a little right of center, sure, but they're impacting the same. I can then sight in my sight, know that I'm good, and then I'm just gonna repeat this process at 30 yards, 40 yards, and so forth. Micro adjustment makes a big difference on your fixed blade, on your broadhead tuning. Don't make huge shifts. This is why a micro adjust rest is really, really important. All right, guys, well, that's that. My arrows are impacting the exact same spot. Now, I did make some micro adjusts to the right, and anytime you make some micro adjusts, your sight could be off. So go back, re-sight in with your field tip, make sure you're dead on before you start backing out and launching all sorts of arrows, wondering why both of them are now hitting right or left. Always re-sight in once they start stacking and impacting the same, but it's as simple as this. Chase your broadhead. That's it. Chase your broadhead with your rest. If I'm missing left, I'm gonna move my rest left. If I'm missing right, I'm moving it right. I'm gonna chase that broadhead to get those field tips and those broadheads to impact the same, and then I'm gonna re-sight in, make sure my up and down, left and right is spot on, and then I'm gonna start backing up, testing out different yardages and stuff like that. Hope that cleared up some confusion. If you have anything was confusing about this, let us know. You drop a comment below, we'll answer them, we'll clear that up for you. When sighting in an arrow, chase your arrow with your sight. When broadhead tuning, chase your broadhead with your rest. That's simple. So if you guys got any questions, let us know. Hope you have a good day.